This is day 895, the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. This week's Arukh HaShulchan Yomi is sponsored for Schos, for Hatzlacha, and Shidduchim. Your tzon that it should be effective. Today we're doing Siman Tuf Kuf Pei Zayin, Siv Vav, to Tuf Kuf Pei Ches, Siv Zayin. Vav, V'da, you should know, the Yesh Bake, we can, it's not clear. Hachbor V'dus L'chavis, these, the well or the dugout or the jar. If it's only we're talking about when the well is covered, and the other structure as well. Does a komis babel, and then the voice gets confused, sound gets confused. Lokshim psuch is not where they're open. Even if the well is open, because the sound when it's in the depth. Sholem ala oretz, when it comes up over ground, the kolis babel can get confused. That Pashas and Shas that it's even if the well is open. The same question applies. Somebody's blowing in a house or in a shul. Those who stand outside the shul, outside the house, a place where the sound reaches with clarity. They certainly fulfill the obligation. This happens all the time. Rosh Hashanah, I guess. But the question is this specific shesh when there's an open door or window? But if it's close on all sides, it means the sound gets confused. Dilma, the stima sabai, balbel kala, perhaps the closing the house does not confuse the sound. Seems to be the case. So the poskim don't differentiate and don't say anything about the door window being open. But it's certainly true when the house is shut up. The sound will not be heard at such a great distance as would with an open door. Kamuvan. This is obvious. The language of the poskim is somebody who blows inside the bor. So the poskim talk about bitoch inside the bor, and the Mishnah talks about litoch into the bor. So it seems to be telling us that even the person blowing the shofar is standing outside the bor, but it's blowing inside the bor. Him too, there's difference if he hears the sound of the shofar or hears the sound of the echo. Even though he's standing right next to the shofar, literally, nevertheless, because of the depth of the well, even he himself only hears an echo. And the opposite according to the Russian tour, that somebody else who hears it is not Yotzei no matter what, as we saw yesterday. Perhaps somebody blowing for himself, he can hear the sound of the shofar, even when he's outside the bor, because the shofar is in his mouth. And he says, which evidently means that would work for the Baal Tokeh. If you start blowing in the well, you go out of the well, you finish the outside the well, wherever we heard both inside and outside was the sound of shofar. But when he came out of the bor, first his ears came out of the bor before the shofar came out of the bor. That's according to the Rambam, you have to discern. If you hear the sound of shofar, you say. If you hear the sound of the echo, it's possible the tour holds this way as well. So basically, it's to take the shofar out before your ears. That's because then you're definitely going to hear the sound of shofar. Came with that shofar because the shofar is outside in an expansive area. Those who are standing with him in the bor, But Malcolm Shishil Koshan place where he began blowing. Yotsu the Yotzi Afsha Tokei Yotsu Be'emtza, even though the person blowing went down the middle, the Gamat Kesukut Sabar and finished blowing outside the bar. Krakosavna, because he already wrote the Shomea, but Shomea Babar, but the Chutz the Bar Yotsu. When the person here is in the bar and the person blowing is outside the bar, they are Yotze. The day of Rishon Shabbat Lo Yotsu. According to the first opinion, Sefer, they were not Yotzei. The Bain Shishmu called Tkiyah Bechsher to have to hear the entire Tkiyah in a kosher way. Roshel Losova Sova Roshel of Kumu. And the beginning without the end, the beginning is not appropriate. The Shubra says you should be, in this case, this scenario, which I can't believe happened very often, in the course of the Jewish history, you should be machmir to blow again without a bracha. It's not clear that you heard the kol shofar. Back to Arukh HaShulchan. The Yeshua, some say sheyesh shir tkiyah b'mitzasa. When there's a shir tkiyah in the part which he did here, then yotza. That's sufficient. He's yotzik moshi's boyer. As we shall see. It says in brackets, I'm going to run see if we can give him a kitzer mode. I've come to skid for of Duke. The Arukh HaShulchan claims Magen Avraham is on his side. Tessa Shalem Mikzas Tkiyah Shelo B'chiyuv. Somebody hears part of the Tkiyah when he's not obligated. Mikzas B'chiyuv part when he is obligated. Kigon such as Shemikzas Tkiyah Yisokom Arayom. Let's say part of the Tkiyah was before daybreak. B'sofa B'yom, and the end was during the day. Osha Achad Tokea K'misaski B'alma. Somebody was blowing just without any intent whatsoever, just without paying attention. Shein said, which is not good. You did tkiyah, don't feel the obligation to tkiyah. With this vulnerable b'emtza tkiyah, be tell him in the middle of the tkiyah, yichaven, have kavana. The toka, and he blew, I'm sorry, yikamet tkali, l'shem tkiyah. Blow for the purpose of the mitzvah. V'gomar l'shem tkiyah, and he finished the tkiyah there. I feel yabba agamar kadei shir tkiyah lo yotza. Even if in the end there is a shir tkiyah after he told him, he's not yotze. The be'inan mitchas b'atzer kasha. This is from the beginning to end in kosher. Yeshu, some say the shir tkiyah b'chiyuv yotza. Those who say that when there's a shir of the kiyah, when the shir of the kiyah, then you're yotze. Vayikra there, Rishoni argues, says it's the primary opinion is the first opinion. Chaim Shomam Mikzas Tkiyah Ko Havara. It's every heard part of the tkiyah as an echo, Mikzas Ko Shofar, and part of it as the actual shofar. Go to talk about bar, so you blew in the well. V'ala Chutzi went out the Gomra. You were blowing the whole time. V'Hashamei Yoav Chutz Bar, and the listener was outside the bar. Lo Yotza, because he only heard the second half. The kashrus, not the first half. V'imaya B'Gmar Shir Tkiyah Toli. Imaya B'Gmar Shir Tkiyah Toli B'Adeh She's Baru. And it's possible that, obviously, according to some opinions, as a shift kid, it's enough. Because in apostle Kamash Kasam, the primary halacha is that it is puzzle. Shapur says, nevertheless, you shouldn't make a. I guess when you blow again, the Shura says you shouldn't make a bracha the second time. Because it's best that you can hear the bracha from somebody else who wasn't Yotze yet. You should be warning the people. Everybody stand silently. Without a buzz. Without blowing one's nose and spitting. Without coughing. In order not to confuse the sound of the kiyah, which of course is one of the definitions that the Arukh HaShulchan gave to kol havara. Tov kuf peches, man tkiyah shofar. The time to blow shofar. Avs man tkiyah shofar b'yom lo b'layla. The time to blow shofar is in the day during the night, not during the day, not at night. It says yom troya alechem. Should be a day of blowing. V'avagav kol yom shebetorah hakavana al kol meis. Even though when it says yom in the Torah it means 24 hours. Achach yom yutaru. This word yom is superfluous. The king of the sleep, Chodesh Hashvi, Chodesh, it says the 7th month, the first day of the month. Havali Saim Trua Yelachem. It's just conclude. You're going to have Trua. That's going to mitzvah the day. Kamo be'emor, like it says in Paras Emor. The chsiv, Chodesh Hashvi, Chodesh Gomez Zichron Trua. says it's a commemoration of Trua. But Loksiv Yom Zichrun Trua. Doesn't say that Yom Zichrun Trua. So the word Bayom must come from the Drosh that teaches during the day and not at night. Base Midin Torah Kosher Miamud Shachar Midin Torah the Tkiya is kosher from the minute of dawn. The Milas Nechshav Yom, that's the right day. It's a ready day. El Chacham said best to blow after sunrise. Let's see a moment because that's the primary daytime. So to all things which have a mitzvah to do during the day. There's a lot of long pieces today. It's okay if you did after dawn. The first amount of the end of its time, until sunset. Afterwards, it's twilight with the bracha, and you blow without a bracha. I'm going to simon reish samachalv. Shama mixas kia kodim she'olah. I'm going to show I've heard part of the kia before it's on dawn. Mixas harakach and summon afterwards. Le'etzah. Like it's on the previous simon, you're not yotzei. Avili yeshka. Yesh b'masha chaka shirat kia. Even though that which comes later on, there is a shirat kia. Yesh cholkim is that, and those arguments which come simon kodim sif hey. Ayin shom, like we said in the previous simon sif hey. Gimel, Shirat Kiyos, you use bar with Sim Tov Kup Tzadik. But the length of Kiyos, we clarify later on. Misham is bar Shemuchid Lishma Bros Shana, Teishat Kiyos. And it's going to see, I'm going to show you after your ninth Kiyos, which are, and it shows Truos to Shisha Pshutos. 3 Truos in the middle, which is, sometimes Shvarim, sometimes Shvarim Truos, sometimes Trua. Which we don't, because we don't know, not because Ikadin don't need it. Or Ikadin, only one of them is correct. By Shosha Truos, Shisha Pshutos. The 3 Truos and 6 Pshutos allocated among the various different parts of. No, never mind. What I was going to say was not relevant. Sorry. Again, mine shows Truos to Shisha Pshutos. 3 in the middle, sandwiched by the 2. 3 times 2 is 6. Every trua, which is a complex sound, has a simple sound before it and afterwards. The Tesha shows. We hold that even heard the 9 kilos over the course of 9 hours. Yotze. According to Mishnah Berurah, you have to hear, according to us, the 3 Sidorim, all 3, the 3 Sidorim of Kia Tashrat, the 3 Sidorim of Tashat, and the 3 Kias of Tarat in those 9 hours. Klomar, Arukh HaShulchan explains, she was talking about Pshuta L'Fashafana. You did the first Kia B'Shar Rishona in the first hour of the day. V'Atrua B'Shniya Shashniya, the true second hour of the day. V'Pshut Shachre B'Shar Shlish, and the Kia, next Kia in the third hour. V'Chekulam, etc. Yotza Yer Yotze. Mishmur says even your Mesiach Das, you got distracted and you were interrupted with speech in between. The lobbying between they don't have to be juxtaposed. But they have to say Gadol Kazeh Mikol L'Fanei Achra. Even with such a gap, it's still considered Pshuto L'Fanei Pshuto L'Achra. Even the 9 different people, El Shatokwa El Seder. But they did it in the proper order. Mitchila Tchia, first Tchia, B'Char Chachua, B'Char Tchia, V'chein Kulam, etc. Avashlo Seilu, if it's not on the proper order, you're not Yotze. As he did Trua, Tchia, or something like that. Mishnah Berurah says, according to Abraham, you only got these 9 hours where there was, where it was not, you're not compelled to wait. But if you're compelled to wait, if you waited enough even to finish that section of the Tchiyos, you have to go back to the beginning of that section. And if you have to go back and make a bracha, it's machlokes among the achronim. Mishnah Berurah says that the sounds that you made before are not batel, and you go back and blow again. but you shouldn't make a bracha again regardless. Yeah. Daled. Yeshmin the dafka shloy hefsek b'neim b'kol shofar. Sheino really both above. It's only if there is no interruption with a sound of shofar which is not appropriate in that place at that time. So if you heard a trua and afterwards two tkiyos, you're not yotze. Um, um, yeah, Mishmur agrees with that. But if you heard a tkiya and a trua, and then a trua and a tkiya, lo have a trua shniya hefsek. Second trua is not an interruption. The logaria mishia, it's no different, no worse than delaying. Because the trua is not. Well, he says, I forgot that, but it's okay about some kind of comment. Sim tough cut side, the lawyer some chai gavna. Okay, does not yotze if he makes interruption between like that. Kia trua tkiya. Hainu mishum shosem maaser shlo kilchasa. That's because there's a ma'aser which is halachically appropriate for lo b'shomea, but there's nothing to do with the listener, which is very big chiddush. The b'shomea have a command leisa b'zeh hakol atzmo. It's as if this that sound which he hears is not not pertinent to him. Yeshlom said the shomea dami l'tokea. There's an argument say that if you hear it, the wrong call, it's like you in the middle, it is like tokea blowing it. The ikar mitzvah yashmi on the main mitzvah is to listen, and therefore it passes chemashim beharan. Seems that that's what the Ran says. The Mishabur says you weren't mafsi the bracha. You weren't mafsi with something other. Weren't mafsi with something other than tkiyos. In other words, if you went out of order, so go back and do it over again, but you don't have to make a new bracha. Those who say that at least one tkiya you'd say, and then you have to do 8 kolos from the subsequent trua. Some say that even the tkiya you'd say, because it wasn't juxtaposed to the right kol, you have to start from over all the 9 kolos over again. So the bottom line is, it seems to say that if it's an additional, there is a tzad to say that it's an additional kol, but it's not the wrong kol. It's kia trua kia. That might be okay, at least for the shomea. But if it's the wrong kol, if it's kia trua kia, no, it's trua kia, then it'll be a problem because the trua and kia were reversed. That's what it seems like. Hey, but dafka ksheteshem ne'odim talk with zeh ala seder. It's only the 9 people did went in order. I talk kulam echad consecutively. They all blew once lo yatsa. You can't hear 9 calls at once. The bina shet kia taktim la trua v'trua la kia l'shachrea. It's got to be in order. Kia trua kia. The seder echad l'sheni and first to tashrat before tashat. Hashem Shlishi and the Tashat before the Tarat. Here they all came once in a middle, it doesn't work. I got the Rashi Sham, the Rashi argues, come, Poskin Paskin, in this case where they're all mixed together. There is a note Zion here, but there is no Zion on the bottom. But if 2 people or more they blew together it's like a fanfare. And then 2 blew and so to further yotza. Even though normally two sounds are made simultaneously cancel each other out because you can't hear it properly. Shiny shofar. The shofar is in chaviva because it's precious. Noisim daitam shvokol shofar, and people pay attention to make sure to hear the sound of the shofar properly. Vav. Reuven had tzarich l'pshuto shofar now. Reuven needed a tkiya before a trua. Shimon l'pshuto shofar and Shimon needed a tkiya after a trua. Shimon tkiya achas and they both had the same tkiya. Yotzu. The Zelda for now, for this one works for the prior Trua, the Zachariah, and that one for the pre-Trua, and the other one works for the post-Trua. With Kiach is Matzia name, the one Kia works for both of them. Kim that called Kiach, they're called Kias, and so it's Kia. But if you okay about somebody else, maybe the Kia himself needed a pre-Trua, true Kia, a pre-Kia. V'kimin l'zan, that's what he had in mind. The person who's listening who required a post-trua, so too from the set to set. Since it's the same kid that we don't care what the kavana is. Bachi's kamaloti as long as there's a mind to express it. The learner's kamaloti, if he didn't have a mind to express it, lav klum, so he might to exempt him. So he might see him whatever he needs. If learner's kamaloti, if he didn't have a mind to be motzi him, lav klum, it doesn't work. Zayin, Rosh Hashanah Shchab Shabbos ain't talking shofar. Rosh Hashanah comes on Shabbos, don't blow shofar. Zel Shon Rambam, based in Vod. When it says, I forgot that Kishat Kil Mishum Shvus, even though blowing shofar is only is the Rabbanan. Medina Yosh talking, and therefore logic would dictate that that you should blow. Yavo Yaseh Shal Torah Mitzvah say the Rosh Hashanah be Yidche Shvus Shal the Ram and pushes the way to the Rabbanan. For Lama ain't talking, why not? Because you might bring somebody to teach you how to blow shofar, and you're going to carry for Rishus Rabim, or material Shus L'Shus, from Rishus Yachid to Rishus Rabim, Rishus Rabim to Rishus Yachid. Yali Day Skila, Easter Skila. You'll come to a prohibition, Shabbos prohibition, where you can be stoned. Shakochem et Kiyah, V'Anakobakim et Kiyah. Because everybody's required to blow, or to hear the blowing, but not everybody knows how to, so therefore you might actually go to somebody to teach you. Hakal Shor, end quote. Gam Shvus ain't Kia Docha, even though the Kia does not push off even the Rabbanon. What's Gam Sovsi and Tovka Bevav. Ve'ech Kosav Shedoicha Shvus. How would you say that Shvus should be Doicha Shvus? Zeu Shvus Ta'kroi, Gon Lavil Chutz L'Chuma. No. Back in Tovka Bevav, he said it is Doicha Shvus. But it's different shvus. Let's go back to this. It says Ekos that shvus. I've got shvus ein doche. Which happens to sof siman tov kuf bei vav. Ve'ech kasav shedoiche shvus. I'm not sure. I mean, back there we said there's some rabbanos you can do in order to get the shofar. I guess because they're you can only do it by non-Jews, not by Jews. So he's saying that. So I guess the question is, yeah, it's like I thought originally, not what I was about to postulate right now. That's a simple, straight-up question. What's that? If we already know it's Simon Tov Beibab, that it's us, that's not Deicha Shvus. What would be our having that's Deicha Shvus over here? So the answer is we might have said Zeu Shvus Ta'Krai. That's an occasional Shvus. So such as to bring it out from outside the Tchum or to go up to the tree and get it. Avo be'etzem atkia. But so that's a shvus which is peripheral to the shofar, right? That's an occasional shvus is probably the wrong translation. Akroi here means peripheral shvus. But with shvus is the etzem atkia has to do with the blowing of the shofar itself. That is the shvus we're talking about. Because it's not also yontif, and the same shvusim apply to Shabbos and yontif lichara. If you're going to say yontif doesn't push off the shvus, then can't be taltum it's a skill shofar. The skill lagamri. You nullify the term it's a skill shofar. If it's that's not possible. Avashus totzah eno ki yontif, but the rabbanon of otzah is different because that doesn't apply in yontif, right? It's feel gazebo b'Shabbos mechashash zeh, and even though the shvus of blowing a shofar on Shabbos should not have been an issue of itself because blowing a shofar on Yom is not an issue. But the problem is the hotzah potential, which does apply to Yom. That's why they made a gzera. Somebody's on Lechem Mishnah and the Magen Avraham.